Morning, Aaron. Oh, what do we got going on here? What do we got going on here? Yes, we had that bit of a. I'll just start blabbing. Just start blabbing, right? Top of the morning, Mr. Soprano. Yes, we were looking at this yesterday. Initiation, mitigation, continuation to new low. And then we hit that like 90-minute order block, right? And now fairly neutral. Fairly neutral. Let's see here. So boom, boom. Yeah. Just my whole principle of like highest time frame structure from here to here. I'd say it's honestly here, which doesn't serve anybody any good. So let's see here. So this is the 15. Let's drop to the 5. And so I would say on the 5, we did indeed flip structure coming up out of this demand. Yeah, on at least the 5-minute time frame. Caught a little bit of a temporary pause up here. Was it this guy or was it the high that followed this guy? I would say it was the high that followed that guy then. A little bit of a retracement there. Pretty neutral in this zone. This looks like some people not really wanting to find out what's going on. But I'm gonna guess up. I'm gonna guess up today. That's what I'm gonna guess. I just, I think I'd said this yesterday, and then, I was not very committal to it, but we'd said we'd been up here for about, well, I had estimated it 19 hours yesterday, but doesn't matter. It's still a pretty fresh range, right? So, because it's still a pretty fresh range, let me get a blank chart so I can more accurately, or yeah, just so it's less noisy. Because it's a fresh range, I think, I think it could still sort of chill in here. I think it can still sort of chill in here. That's a nice little roll of liquidity right here. I can see it achieving a target. I can see it achieving prices like that, and I could, obviously it could break out above here, or it could fail here. We don't know until we get there. I would say 1, 2, 3. There shouldn't be a fourth. There really shouldn't be a fourth. Let's see if there's anything really cheeky just hiding at the top of this range. No. No, I don't suspect that is going to be the case. Nah. Nah. No, yep. That's definitely not the case for me. So yeah, I would say, you kind of, again, you break up out of here. And are we on the 5? No, we're on the 10 now. That's all right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. You kind of, you break up out of here, pull that low after hitting that 90-minute order block down there. And yeah, shift about your 10-minute structure, initiate, mitigate, continue. Yeah, I mean, like, if we're going to fall apart, I feel like it's got to be from this zone. Let's get that last little wick in there. But like I said, it's a little too, it's a very infantile range. It just hasn't existed for very long, and we've already SFP'd the low of it into demand. Into demand. Yes, as a matter of fact, there was even a 10-minute order block inside of the 90-minute order block. And yeah, we SFP the low of the range and flip structure. So very high probability that that price will run up to there. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty high probability. Yep. That's what I would say. Where's my buttons? Where's my buttons? There we go. God, it's too quiet in here, and I couldn't find my headphones. I really feel like a cover of that low should be sufficient for the day. The one at like 92,600. Obviously, I can be wrong about that. But yeah, that's kind of my read on it. I don't think there's any need to overcomplicate things here. It's just a range that you swept the low of into demand and flip structure off of. Yeah, I don't feel like there's anything overly complicated there. And who else popped in here? Spiros. How's the mic? I rearranged it. It's right in front of my face, so it should be pretty good. Oscar, thanks for the reminder to post in Discord. Thank you. I mean, I could post this, but it may be too late for it. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. We'll see. I'd probably, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. Let's play with some time frames. And yeah, what if we can get a little bit of resistance out of this 30-minute? Am I still on Coinbase? I should probably go back to Bybit. I think we already had that over there. Yeah. And then what was I looking on Coinbase? I think I was looking at the 15-minute time frame. No, it must have been the 10. Just looking at it in this perspective. Yeah, something along those lines. So maybe we can get a little bit of pullback out of here. Get this back down into that guy. That'd be cool. That'd be cool, man. What's this line? Oh, that's where I ended up shorting Bitcoin yesterday. Yeah, I don't feel hopeful about it. No, I don't feel hopeful about it. Let it go though. It would have been so cool to just see this knock out a few more market participants. Oh man, just like that. That would have been so much better. But anyways, didn't do that, and that's about where I'm at with it for the reasons for the aforementioned reasons. That's where I'm at with Bitcoin. So we can move on along. We can move along now. Yeah, we can move along. What else do we want to look at? What else do we want to look at? Apple, what do you do? What do you do, Apple? Sounds good. Ada, what do we do over here? Oh, you never really made it down to the nice spot, huh? How rude. How rude. But I believe if memory serves me correctly, I believe I was saying yesterday that, like, you know, we were kind of zone picking, and I was talking about a loss of 15-minute structure, and I was like, cool, we got zones down here, but if at any point in time your 15-minute structure flips back on you, then that is likely a long back up to this high. I believe I said that. I believe I did. SEITA changed from yesterday. Let's see. Let's see if it did. Well, yeah, I mean, that short just crapped out. Like, there's no doubt about that. And Yeah, let's see here. So if it came down, I'd say still pretty bullish. Oh, you son of a bitch. I was like, why did we put a bottom in right here? Because Brewberry picked an order block and not the demand range. Hey, bruh. Bruh, you're gonna need to get right there, bruh. Yeah. Yep. So that makes sense. Okay, so let's look at some other stuff on this. Let's look at some other stuff. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so we still have that supply range up above us. We have initiation, we have mitigation, looks to continue. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. Yeah, I have some interesting thoughts about this. I think they're interesting. Um, if we start seeing supply failure, uh, yeah, about halfway up through this thing. Where's my Chingaderis here? Um, yeah, about like halfway up through that thing into the 20 cent area. Um, yeah, so essentially, I think if you see this, right, say we come up, we have a pullback, kind of mitigating this prior demand range, and then you see it pulling up again. Um, I think you're looking at supply failure, and I think you should that supply failure to me is a very um, it's a significant indication, right? Because if supply is failing, then that means demand has to be in control. So if we're cruising up into here and we're seeing supply failure, it's almost like an SR flip, right? Like I'd really start to look to involve myself up to the strong daily high, and then what happens up here, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But if it breaks through it, then great. And if it doesn't, then we got to be prepared for that, right? So how can I delete all of this to make this make a little bit more sense? Let's go to like the 16 hour because I drew my demand box way too big and that needs to go away. Yeah, like in the sense that this needs to get out of my way, like right to there. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, and then an initiation above these highs here, and I would say you have formed new supply, or sorry, new demand. And yeah, I think I'd look to follow that up. Kind of a shitty SL though. Yeah, to cover those lows, you're only going to be at a 2R to get to the high. So, it would be cool to have, it'd be cool to have some other structure to work with. We initiate up out of here, and then maybe we get some better structure there. And then we see, some manner of flip here, and then we can make a massive refinement to the SL and be, looking much better on a travel up to that high. But those candles don't exist, so the TA kind of still looks like this for now. Still kind of looks like that for now. So yeah, I would say it definitely changes a bit because you sort of lost your 15-minute here yesterday. Not sort of. You lost your 15. You SFP'd back above the high. You kind of broke it again. And then we've, then whatever, you flipped it back around. SFP'd these lows right here into, off of that prior demand range high, this guy right here. Give me, come to me. And and then turn around and, look to break this piece right here, which is the highest time frame structure from the high to the low. So yeah, whatever, just ranged here, which No. It was Sui that I was saying just needs to pause in range here. So yeah, not too bad. I would want to see. I would want to see some clearance up above, whatever 1981 20 cents, something like that. Yeah, I want to see price up there still. But essentially, just kind of a bullish sort of flag situation. Yeah, be interesting to see. Be interesting to see what happens. Be interesting to see what happens there. What else we got to talk about today, guys? What else we got to talk about? We can go through and let's go through and pick on some of the other ones from yesterday. How did Sol do? So Sol did fairly good. You know what I mean? Like it definitely drew down. It definitely did hit some demand that I failed to mark yesterday because I'm a loser. And did indeed flip this structure before ever achieving some of the lower targets. So yeah, it looks like it wants to go back up. Just go away. Just get out of here. Just go away. Creating your break here. I would say I feel pretty similar about this as I did about Bitcoin, which is kind of this action here. We should include this here, and we should get rid of that because I don't want to look at it. Something along those lines. I guess we need this for the peoples. Hey, brah. Get up there. Do you get a retracement? I don't know. I don't know yet. Be cool if you did, but I can tell you this: if this happens, then no, you don't get a retracement, or not one that I would long anyway. So yeah, it needs to come down to this now. How does that put Bitcoin on its positioning? Okay, so we did get a little bit of pullback out of that. We did get a little bit of pullback there. Yeah, that looks like a volume look like here. Boom, 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 boom. Still pretty good bullish volume in that candle. 1.5K has not been necessarily overcome yet. I think a little bit of patience plays here. I do, but honestly, probably not a hateful trade there. I don't know why, but when there's no music in my head, it feels so quiet and boring and dead. Bum, 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 bum. I think I would still like to see this above 92,929. I think I would like to see, some candle closure in these areas. Yeah, I think that's what I would like to see. See what other kind of clever things you guys can come up with to talk about. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, what's that? That's probably the POC of the range right there. Let's take a peek and see if there's any wisdom to that. No? What about from the high down? No? Okay, whatever. See if I care. See if I care. All right, let's go check on the chat. See if you guys gave me something else to talk about. Link. Yeah, sure. We can go take a look at Link. GA. GA was asked for first, and so we're going to see if GA is a coin. And I don't see a GA up in here. I see some GALs, some GASs, some GALAs, but I don't see any GAs, so we'll move on to Link. I need to remember to use different tabs for this. Link. All right, what's going on over here? Squeeze-a-rones. Yeah, that's going up. That's going on up. It's going on up. It's going on up. Let's get back out to the 4 hour. Let's clean this chart up. Where did that low get put in? Oh, it kind of did what ETH did almost. Oh, no, you didn't get it. You loser. All right, so we did break some structure up out of here. Is it like 4 hour structure? Yeah, just about. Had a 4 hour top here. I believe this is what we're currently interacting with. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Yeah, so we snipped onto that and couldn't really break any structure off of it. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's go back down to our 15. So yeah, price seemed to incur a little bit of a pullback there. But yeah, sure reflipped structure, didn't it? Interesting. Interesting. Oh, there she is. There she is. Can we retrace back into here and target up to the high? Boom, 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 boom. That's what I would want to happen. That's what I would want to happen. But again, you know, you like I would almost, I would, come on, brain, come on, man. If you come up and take out this high, then essentially what I'm looking at here moves to the next range, right? But until then, I would hope for a retrace back down to 14,610, and you know, in a perfect world, because we can always, you know, it hasn't happened yet, so we can pretend that it's a perfect world. You'll have some manner of structure that flows into there and flips, and lets you refine your SL, and lets you get off to the races with a little bit more comfort. With a little bit more comfort. That's where I'd be at on Link. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. So I'd be at on Link. We need Bitcoin to cooperate. We need that to cooperate. Please and thank you. Bitcoin's looking the rougher of them. See, this one doesn't. This one looks, so far, still looks perfect. But Bitcoin, like, what are we doing? Why are we marching back to that low? Well, hey, get back there. Get back there. Like, we really got to turn up out of here, homeboy. We really got to turn up out of there. Or I am going to short your face. All right, so we did some link, did some link, did some link, did some link. Yeah, that'd be a very important low to hold right there. Kind of similar to Bitcoin, or I think you at least shave that stuff off. Bum, bum, bum. Let me I need to be better about the posting of the charts. So let's get these stupid things off of here, and let's whatever, that's gonna have to work. And then we go back to chat, and we move on to the next coin. Good morning. Just coming over from Alex. Have you covered XRP? I have not covered XRP, so let's cover XRP. Where are we going to do that at? We're going to do it on this tab. That's where we're going to do it. XRP. I didn't skip anybody, did I? Link XRP. Yeah, you were next. All right, let's move it up a time frame. Let's see what we generally have here. Just generally what we have. We had a range. We had an initiation. We had a mitigation. We had a continuation. That's a higher high. Okay. Cool. Here we had a range. We had our initiation. Are we getting our mitigation for continuation? Possibly. Were we able to flip any structure out of it? Not yet. Say that's your 30-minute high, and that's failure to clear. I like the length of that wick. That looks like it has removed liquidity. Yep, I like that. Do like the look of that. Okay, now this is interesting. Let's get back down to, where was I? Here, about here. My God, I am going to have to turn some music on, or I'm going to lose my effing mind. What does volume look like in here? Potential spam? No. Well, no. Yeah, so that's your first break. Initiate, potential mitigate, continue. I'm looking at, you know, kind of our first break here. Is this our initiation, mitigation for continuation? Possibly. I think what I would want to see is I would want to see this candle close above the prior candle. Yeah, that's what I would want to see. I'd want to see. Can we make it a 5-minute candle? What's the 5 doing? Yeah, I want to see this next 5-minute candle close above 21.830. Yeah, I'd like to see it close above there. And then I would like to treat that as demand. Let's say 5M close above. And I don't want to see it fart around to do that either. I don't want to see it fart around at all. Like, I don't want to see it print, you know, like a couple more bearish 5-minute candles and then come back and close above there. I really don't want to see that at all. I want it to be like this 5-minute candle right here. Maybe one more, no more than that. Yeah, it needs to get up here in a hurry. Up there in a hurry. And only then would I be interested in this. Yeah, you should be able to take that back to the high. Demand. But see that droopy candle onto this wick right here? So far, I'm not in love with that. I'm not in love with that. All right, let's see. So we did that. So we can hop over to Sui. Ooh, and then Dex has got a bunch. You know what? I should probably say good morning to more names. Luke, I think I missed you. Good morning, man. I think I missed saying good morning to you. And Oscar and Fine and, of course, Dex and C.A. Urias, Ed Camp. Who else? Glenn, Paul, Big Time. Sui don't care. Keep on moving. And the legend, Alex O'Crypto. Top of the morning, everybody. Top of the morning. Let's get a little bit more coffee in here. And let's move to Sui. Let's move to Sui. Bitcoin. Are we going to... Hey. We're getting a little bit of structure in here. Little bit of structure. I'm not sold yet. Okay. All right. Not hateful. Yeah, not hateful. Yep. Okay. Cool. XRP. Let's leave you alone. Let's grab a new tab. And let's move to Sui. Let's moving to the Sui. And before I do that, I'm gonna load the chart up, and then I gotta put some music on. It's like I'm putting myself to sleep without music. So hopefully it won't be too bothersome to y'all. So I gotta have something here. Sui looks like it's just got a little bit of a range that it's wanting to hold right now. Let's ooh, I haven't even heard this one yet. And I gotta mute my own stream. Let's see here. Okay. All right. At least there's a little bit of something going on in the background. All right. You know, I wanted it ultimately to pull that stuff down there. But it didn't do that. That's okay though, because it's not really, let's see, what do we got? 1, 2, 3. I don't like 4. So I would say up. I don't think this high is going to stop it. Nope. Let me know if that music's too annoying. Okay, what are we going to do about this thing? So this is where my issue with Sui is. It's way the hell up here, right? It's way the hell up here, and it left all these lows behind. I gotta admit, the healthiest thing for it to do, even though I just said, so here's the thing: I don't like a 4 tap for a distribution, right? Which essentially means that I don't think it would do this off of that level, right? But if it did get some resistance here to come back for these lows, pull those lows, and then rotate up, that would honestly be the healthiest thing for it to do here. I think a strong initiation here with leaving these behind really puts this thing in some trouble. It really puts this thing in some trouble. Unless it can, yeah, it's got to get like way up there. Way up there. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and remove this and just remember that it was there. It's annoying me. I'm not comfortable longing here. I'm just not comfortable here's the only way I would be comfortable. I want to see an initiation that is kind of equal to this. So let's do this real quick. I want to see a 6% initiation out of here. And then I want to see structure on this leg. Flip. And then I would say I would get involved. But with these lows hanging out here, the overextension on the chart from below us, yeah, you got those lows, you got these lows. You can even call those lows, and then you have this fair value gap. And with all these problems underneath this thing, I don't want to long it here. I would need to see a significant initiation. Yeah, at least yeah. Yep, that's what I'd want to see. And then honestly, I'd want it to come back down to at least 31,250 before flipping again. And then I would only be targeting this high as a primary target. And if it smashed through that high, great. But until then, I would just be targeting that high. And that's a whole lot of fucking ifs, right? That's a whole lot of ifs. It's a whole lot of ifs, but this just says this, yeah. I still think that is what I want. I think that is the most healthiest thing for it to do here. It still has not, for all these people that have gone long here, it has not come back for their SLs in any significant manner yet. And that's just not encouraging for me. Yeah. Sorry. My shoe was untied. And yeah, so that's where I'm at with SUI. This is a difficult place to plan a trade in. It's a very difficult place to plan a trade in. This is the best case scenario. I wouldn't even necessarily be interested in that. I want this. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. CAS, H-bar, INJ. We did some CAS yesterday, right? Let's go see how that performed. Yeah, CAS hit where I wanted it to hit. And so I think it's going to touch that high, and I don't know what's going to happen when it gets there, because it too, like everything else, has a lot of overextension. So I think I'll give you the bullish. There's two bullish things. Obviously, one is to just smash above the high. That's a bullish thing, right? The other bullish thing would be to continue to range and take the low again. Yep. But until then, I'm just here with it. Nothing about that changed. Yeah, nothing about that changed. Decent, this little move, little 4R. Yeah, nothing about that changed. So re-entries, right? Because it's like, okay, cool, that happened, but you're not in the trade, right? So what do we do about it? Significant initiation up, back test, next trade, or rotate, 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 next trade. I would not touch this one. I would only touch this one. Yeah, and so that's where I'm generally at with CAS. We could move to H-bar. Because I don't think I have anything fresh on H-bar. I don't think we've touched this one in a while. No, I don't. No, I don't. What's down in here? You bastard. Okay. So it missed this one. It blew through this one. And it tagged this one. So there's my old H-bar TA. Yeah. Looks like I was kind of correct on the target there. All right. Okay, so that's all the old stuff. Let's get this out of the way, because if this supply was intended to set a lower low, let's get a little closer here. Let's get a little closer. Let's get so close we can smell its breath. Nah, those are equal. Those are dollar signs. I wanted to see, I mean, there's a small chance here. You broke 30-minute structure, forming a top there. Those lows or those highs are equal. I don't think they survive. But if you're going to resist, it'll be in this area. I don't suspect so. I think those are dollar signs. I think they're targeted, and I think it's coming for these. I think it's coming for those because though you lost your 30-minute time frame and you formed supply, you flipped your 30-minute time frame back to bullish. Right there. So, yeah, I would suspect, I really think it's going to come for those. Yeah, I do. So, now, can it establish a little bit of a larger range and pull the top of that and come back for those lows and then roll up again? Very possible. You're not going to hear me say anything much different about this than I said about the other things. And that is, if we can get a strong initiation up above here, then, yeah, it's time to start watching for back tests. And if we can't get a strong initiation above there, then that means we are SFPing it. And if we are SFPing it, we are likely coming back for the lows that created it, though this will be a demand range. So it may not actually come for the lows. It may just run up out of demand. Yeah, so if the high fails, I would be looking for long here or here. Yeah, let's get a line on that. And let's get a line on that. And then, oh God, I hate those little pencil drawings. Outside of that, it was large initiation, back test there. And I'm not interested in this short. Again, still I'm not interested in that. And that's more or less that. Look at that. That is easily the best. That is easily the best, most beautiful TA drawing I've ever done. We'll post that one in Discord. That's, I have outdone myself with this. So that's where I would be at on H-bar. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm still happy to look at this as our prior range. As our prior range, and this being our initiation, mitigation, continuation. So yeah, I'm only interested here, here, and here. Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah. Yep, those are just facts. Those are just facts. That's where I'm at with that. And then we move to INJ, which I think that one needs some refreshing too. Never confirmed. All right. We did get some drawdown out of this area. Only to backtest the prior range. Higher high, pull the low. Flip your structure again. This right here would have been such an easy long back up to that high. Easy. Easy, easy long. That would have been so easy. Target 1, target 2, target 3. Yeah, that would have been easy. Anyways, that's old news. And then we have Dunner again. There it is. Yeah, and so we've done that again. Reestablishing 30-minute structure here. Obviously coming to smoke this high here. And so this one's in a little bit of a different stance because this one has put in its initiation, right? This one has put in the initiation above the range. And so this one is something that we can look for it to retrace and backtest. Coming off of the top, coming off of where the break put in, or even coming off of the low. So any of those I'm happy with. Let's get a horizontal ray here. This would be my very first alert. If I was planning on trading that, I would put one here. And I would look to this as demand. And I think, yeah, I think your next long trade comes from about 96.82 here, or a run of that low down there. So we'll say there, and we'll just, can we just move that? Can we just take that and move that to here? And in a perfect world, you will have, this is the 30-minute time frame. So in a perfect world, you have like 5-minute structure to use to confirm one of those three ideas, right? In a perfect world, you will have about 5-minute structure to flow through one of those levels and flip. Yeah, that's kind of where I would be at with INJ. Let's talk targets. Let's adjust this to where that break was put in, and let's call that target 1. And I would say that would be target 2. Reassess after that. Boy, the charts I'm posting are so sloppy. They're so sloppy. Oh, all right, what I was near. All right, near. Oh, I think I have near over here. I don't think it's too far away. Okay, so that's all good. Let's just go ahead and delete all that stuff. Hey, Paul, this one does not have nearly as bullish structure as some of these other assets do. You're basically at the equilibrium of this range. I don't think that's really going to stop it from coming up further. What I'm hoping, if anything, for this zone is a temporary pullback. Because I want to see this develop here. Best long was on this 30-minute flipped structure here. You didn't get any retests, but yeah, see, what I'd like to see is initiation, resistance, mitigation, continuation. What would be the healthiest is if we could have one more of these before doing it, forming new demand for the back test. That would be incredibly helpful, but I think the interesting part to watch on this for me is going to be this leg of price here. And I would say 5 to 10 to turn up on that leg for a little upwards action. I have no interest in anticipating where this could land. I just need to see the structure transition on it. So I want that. Yeah, that's where I want there. And that's more or less where I'm at near. Yeah, this is wherever this market structure transition occurs on this leg of price, that would be my level of interest. And that's the best I got for you there. And then it looks the same as conceptually. This is exactly the same as everything else, right? Initiation up here, here, or even here. Yep. We'll put one more line on here. And no, I don't think this market structure transition is going to happen more than once. I think when it happens and when it flips, you're aimed back at the highs. So I don't suspect it's going to be all of these. I suspect you're only going to see this occur at one of them. And what else we got? Cast, Turbo, Tosh. So we did cast. We can do we're gonna do some nunchucking on top of the sphere. You know, it's so funny. I was literally just thinking the other day. I'm like, do I bring my nunchucks to Vegas? I was actually thinking about that. I was like, man, maybe I should bring my nunchucks up there. All right, so we did cast. So we're gonna do TRB, bro. Do I even have TRB on my watch list still? Oh my god, I do. Oh my god, I do. Let's just start on the weekly here. Okay, so this is the good things that we have going for it. So weekly's not on our side yet. Look at that double top right there. Anyways, weekly is not returned to bullish. Do we have daily on our side? Likely not. Nope. That would be the same breakpoint for the weekly and the daily. You had a, whatever, like a 12-hour top up here? Yeah, you had a 12-hour top up here. Went too far with it. It's going to work. It's going to be here. Yeah, see, we already back tested the prior range, so likely further upside here. This is the back test I'm referring to. We left this beautiful order block behind, but I don't think we necessarily have to go back there. No, I don't. This, unfortunately, is going to sound like every other chart I did today. Initiation here. Here. And honestly, I don't think this one comes for the low. Why did my music stop playing? That sucks. I don't think that one comes back for the low, though. Yeah, I'm about there on it. Seriously, what happened to my music? What? You just stopped playing. I wonder if somebody else is using my SoundCloud account. And then what would I target with that? Well, I'd definitely target a fill of this fair value gap, which would be up into there. I think that would be a pretty logical target, and then after that would be 32. Yep. Yep, and it's TRB, so I would only utilize the 15. Yeah, I would only use the 15 in these areas. Yep, that's where I would be at there. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. And what else did I miss? And what time is it? I got just a little bit of time left. Toshi Yakamoto. Somebody keeps turning my music off and it makes me so sad. It must mean my wife is using my account. Let's see here. Mexi. Kraken, Coinbase. We'll just do Coinbase. Oh God, that kills me that I lost my music. That kills me. There's not a single thing I like about this chart. There's not a single thing I like. Yeah, but I will say this. Is likely coming for these highs. Oh my God, now it is so quiet in my head. I can't hardly stand it. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, yeah. It's going to come for those. It's going to come for those. You just back tested that previous range and you flip structure into it. Um, yeah, I would say it's I'd say it's up till there. Maybe a little bit of a temporary pullback from that zone. So initiation. I don't think that. I don't think it can get you as far back as there. That'd be kind of cool, but yeah, I would say. Oh, can you still have a 3R on it though? Is that possible? Nah, not quite. I think the risk reward looks kind of poor here. But I could see it ultimately making it back up to zeros and 3987s. All right, ARB and Ondo, and those will probably be my last two, and then I'm gonna be out of here. ARB, ARB. What do we got? ARB. Oh, oh, ugh, ugh. That's bad. That's bad. No, I want all this stuff. I'm probably missing something on this chart. I think I definitely am. Maybe we can find a different one. Coinbase, maybe? No? Fine. Fine. Well, I wouldn't plan anything swing trade like on this. Nope, wouldn't do that. I'm just going to take a look at this range here and see what we have on that guy. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, I want to play Musical Wars and kick whoever's using my SoundCloud off again. Mm-hmm. What's a 3R on that? Feel so much better about this idea. If that low had taken that low. Yeah, risk reward kind of sucks on that. All right, so let's take a look at this range. Oh, I got excited there for a second. Um, Something like that'd be cool. What happened with Bitcoin? Okay. Yeah, you do you, boo. You do you, boo. That's good. Soul. You can't lose this low, Soul. You're not allowed to do that. Link. Yep. 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 XRP. Yep. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'd probably be. I'm about here on ARB. I'm about there on ARB. Yep. And then Ondo, and I'm out. Oh, is this the chart I had? No, I feel like we were using a different chart. I feel like we were using something else. Ondo. Yeah, this is what we were using. That's what we were using. So that was where we left off on Ondo yesterday. And unfortunately, nothing really changes about that. Yeah, nothing changes about this. But where does the next trade come from? Probably not until another range develops. Probably not until another range develops. And then your next trade would be here. Can we anticipate where another range would develop? Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can magically anticipate where another range might develop. Oh my God, I'm turning that music back on. To hell with whatever family member is using my SoundCloud. I apologize, but you can get your own login. No, it's hard to anticipate. No, that's going to be too hard for me to anticipate. There's nothing clear over here that I like for resistance outside of this, which is way the hell up there. So, yeah, I don't have a great immediate idea on this. Like if you could get back down into this 8-hour order block, that'd be kind of cool. Oh God, I gotta delete stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to delete stuff. What would that be? That'd be the equivalent of this. God, yeah. See, you'd have to get. No, bro. It's just a runaway freight train. Oh, there's your range. Damn it. I mean, that'd be cool. I don't know if you'd be lucky enough to get it to happen, but I mean, this thing could just fucking run away. It could just run away. But the safer play would be down here, and it's probably just gonna run away. This is so risky because you're just really unprotected with all this liquidity below you. But you know, you could, like, maybe if you could scalp Roni and cheese it and get up to a 3R and then just run the hell away. That's the best I've got for you. Yeah. Yeah, because once it gets up pretty high here, I don't want that anymore. Ah, no, I lied. I'd still want it. I'd still want it. If it looked right when it got there, I'd still want it. All right. That was my last coin, man. That was my last coin. Oh, that is my last coin. So, yeah. This is how we do over at Alexo Crypto, man. This is how we do. That's just what we do, ladies and gentlemen. It's just what we do. Yeah, Oscar, you have a great day too. I think I got everybody's coins today, man. So thanks for coming and joining me. And I wish you guys all a prosperous and healthy day. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go get to work. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna go get to work. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. All right, I'm out. Have a good one, everybody. Where's the button I need? There we go. Deuces.